I have wonderful coworkers. But what I've noticed, in that being on the leading edge, it can be interesting. I mean, they ask me, do I take happy pills and so forth? But a lot of my coworkers, like I have one coworker who now has just been diagnosed with breast cancer and is going to start chemo, and there's others that have other physical ailments, and it's like I would love to offer them Reiki or offer them Abraham. But I don't want to be tarred and feathered in this little Baptist Bible Belt area that I'm at. I want to keep my cover with that. But I mean, how? And I also, I see them as holographic photographs of they're holding their experience, and I need to allow it. But yet, I guess it makes me uncomfortable to have them not have well-being, and I do.
See what's going on here. As you see them in their life, and you assume their judgment of your life, then you are experiencing the judgment of in other words, you're experiencing it all as if you had come out of the closet and allowed them to see the degree of the weirdness that is you. Because you're assuming their response without giving them the opportunity to discover it on their own. In other words, your expectation is that. And what we would encourage all of you to do is to begin practicing the idea that we're all different, but we're all the same. And we are all pure positive energy, and we are all allowing it to different degrees. And there are many, as someone said, paths that lead to the same inevitable place of connection. And try a little harder to pigeonhole a little less. In other words, give more people the benefit of the doubt. Expect them to love you if they really got to know you, rather than expect them to not like you if they really got to know you.
Well, I guess more my concern is, they come to me and they say, oh, I'm in so much pain, and I'm biting my tongue because I know there's a...
But the thing that
I think there's a better way.
But the thing that we want to say to you is, if there were not something active in your vibration, they would not be coming. So either the reason they're coming is because you know you've got answers and part of them wants it, or the reason they're coming is because you don't want them to come, or the reason they're coming is because you think they're going about it in the wrong way. In other words, there's something active in your vibration or they wouldn't be coming. So you've either got to stop thinking about them, or what we would do, we would imagine them thriving. We would imagine them receiving guidance from a lot of different sources. We would imagine them, we would take each of them that you care about to a virtual reality, and we would fast forward through their experience and imagine the outcome is a very good one, and we would hold that image. In fact, we think that that is part of the reason that they come to you, because they do feel optimism from you, and in most cases they could use a strong dose of optimism. But they can also feel a reluctance from you to spill your guts about what you know. And so some of them are intuitively knowing that you have knowledge, and they are coming sort of hoping that you will share it. Mostly we want to say to you, don't overthink this. It's not your job to fix anything. Many of them will not listen anyway. In other words, just don't make such a big thing. You've talked in this very short period of time that we've been together, you've made several references to this Baptist Bible Belt. We think it's way more important to you than it needs to be.
Okay.
In other words, there are a whole lot of mixtures of energy within this environment. In other words, there are a whole lot of energies that have nothing to do with any kind of religion. You are all, first and foremost, source energy. And the label of your religion or the label of your politics doesn't have anything to do with that. You are much more in vibrational harmony with one another than any of you will ever know. Some of you are very vibrationally tied together. And so we're not encouraging you to bring yourself out into the open and give somebody information that they're not ready for. We're not encouraging that at all. But we do not think that optimism is something that is a big mystery. We don't think anticipating well-being is something that is a great mystery. We don't think laughing and smiling in the face of adversity is a very big mystery. And we don't think it outs you in any way. In other words, we don't think that giving someone a good word or patting someone on the back or just saying, I intuitively know that you're going to be all right, We don't think that that exposes you in any strange way. There are all kinds of people in all kinds of very strict religious settings that have been having all kinds of metaphysical experiences from the very beginning of time. The Bible that they're all toting around is the most metaphysical book that has ever been written. In other words, there's much more about visions and all kinds of things in that book than almost anything that you would read today. In other words, it's time for you to stop worrying about the Bible Belt and accept that they are all in on this too. In other words, all of them have inner beings. All of them have source energy. All of them are extensions of that. All of them have insecurities. All of them want to feel better. All of them want to be uplifted. All of them would uplift if they thought that they had the opportunity. In other words, you are not as strange and as foreign and as diverse as you think you are. Really, you are not. We are all making much too much of all of this. Much too much. Life is supposed to be good. It's supposed to feel fun. People are supposed to be your friends. They are supposed to evoke from you good things. You are supposed to evoke from them good things. You are not supposed to all want the same things. You've come with great variety. It's not virtuous to be the same. It's not inappropriate to be different. In other words, all of it's all right. Just make a decision that no matter what, you're going to feel good. And you're not going to let all these petty little things that have been worrisome for so long, that you've been taught by so many who are around you, you're just not going to play that game anymore. Next time somebody puts you in a position where you feel that way just a little bit, stop and say, oh yeah, I promised myself I wasn't going to do that anymore. And they say, do what? And you say, worry about what you think. I promised myself I wasn't going to do that anymore. I promised myself I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you love me. That's powerful. I promised myself I was going to give myself the benefit of the doubt and give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that you love me. And we don't think one of them will say, well, you're wrong. I don't.
Thank you very much.
Would you address what I call meaningless coincidences?
There is no such thing.
That's what I wanted to ask you, because I keep coming across things like a school friend I hadn't thought of in years. I was thinking about her last night, and a lady showed up today with her name. I dreamt of her name last night, and another lady showed up with that exact name. I park at my condo unit, and 2 cars are there with the same license plate, my license plate always. Just coincidences that happen over and over again that seemingly have no purpose. But I've heard
they're
you
coming
say,
in response to your wanting to understand how all of this fits together. And here is the way we would answer all of this. When you activate a vibration, no matter how big or how small, the universe has the ability to deliver information to you about it. And these seemingly coincidences are evidence to you of that powerful law of attraction.
are you saying they only have the meaning that I give to them because they show up to me?
Well, they are coming in response to your vibration. But here's the interesting thing about this. This powerful law of attraction has the ability to satisfy many, many intentions simultaneously. And so everyone that culminates in anything is having something within their vibration satisfied with that culmination. In other words, there are no compliant participants that are outside of law of attraction. Everybody that's involved in everything is vibrationally compliant. Most of them, however, are doing it indeliberately by default. And the fun comes when you start making the correlation between what you've been thinking and feeling and what's coming. In other words, that is so powerful. When those evidences start showing up to you, then it gives you the sort of determination that you will start doing some virtual reality on purpose. In other words, we would pick a handful of things every day, and we would give them some time in a virtual reality, and then we'd watch how fast they show up. Not in an attitude of testing the universe, but in an attitude of watching how fast the universe can deliver anything, no matter how inconsequential it may seem to you in the scheme of things. In other words, these universal forces have the ability to deliver everything to you. There's no shortage. In other words, it's not that you're using universal forces to play frivolous games when they could be better used in satisfying people with real needs. There is no shortage of the ability to satisfy you. Law of attraction is big enough to satisfy everyone, you see. Conscious attraction is the best of all worlds.
I do have one more question, and that is, I want you to address creating success through ease. And I asked that specifically because when I encountered the Abraham information for the first time, it was about 2 years ago, and at the time I was unemployed.
Well, here's the best way to go about this. Here's the answer to this. How do I create success through ease? By understanding step 1 is step 1 and step 3 is step 3. And by understanding that the contrast that's going to happen, you're not making it happen, it's just happening, and out of that contrast is being born effortlessly within you desires. Now there's angst in that. In other words, sometimes there's not a lot of ease in all of that. But in the moment that a new desire is born, if you will start turning your attention to what you want and why you want it, playing the game of virtual reality, practicing the art of allowing, practicing the art of feeling good. You've been hearing us talking about that all day here today.
Yes.
In other words, looking for reasons to feel good, looking for reasons to be playful. Set more time aside for things that you really like to do. Pamper yourselves more, give yourselves more ease, do more things that are satisfying while you're doing them. Look for ways to release resistance. The idea of resistance releasing is the idea of relief. In other words, sit sometime when you're extra tired and say, hey, in this moment, I could find relief. And then just breathe with the idea of releasing tension. Breathe with the idea of finding relief. When you find a thought that doesn't feel very good, say, hey, I can find a better feeling thought than that. When you find a thought that really feels good, milk it for everything it's worth. In other words, ease is about pleasure. Ease is about feeling good. Ease is about finding things that feel good and focusing upon them. Ease is about directing your thought. But if you're all tied up on things, in other words, if something else is activated within you, you're really going to like this. So let's say a friend comes and gives you information, activates a vibration within you, then you see a television show about it, then you pick a magazine up about it, and you've got yourself sort of in this place of discomfort about some subject. Sometimes ease is just to say, I don't have to think about that, rather than saying, oh, I have to think a different thought about that. Just reach for ease, reach for ease, reach for release, reach for relief. Just let it go. Let's say somebody was mean to you. They were just flat out rude. And you're willing to accept that you evoked it in some way. You don't know how, just exactly, but you believe in law of attraction, and you know somebody should do something about it, and you're the only one. But just the same, it happened, you didn't like it, you don't like how it feels, and you feel like telling somebody about it. Release that temptation. Don't talk about it. And when you find yourself thinking about it, say, I don't have to think about this. I don't have to think about this. Why am I thinking about this? I don't have to think about this. In other words, just sort of breathe it away. Don't harbor the negative thoughts. Don't replay the negative conversations. Don't relive what happened in your childhood. Don't try to justify anything to anybody. Don't try to explain yourself to anybody. In other words, just sort of, for just a little while, get into a sort of limp, joyful, whatever will be, will be. I don't have to worry about that. I'll think about that later. And watch how well it works for you. Somebody comes to you with a complaint, look at them and say, I'm sorry I cannot get excited about what you're worried about. Part of me wants to go there with you, but I'm just too lazy. I just don't want to go there with you. So if you don't mind, I'll just stay in my limp but blissful state of being. In other words, just don't let yourself get revved up into anything. Practice floating, practice releasing, practice breathing, practice ease. Practice the art of allowing the well-being that you so much want and deserve.
Just to comment, I find that really inspiring because for as far
You find it what?
Inspiring, because for as far as I've come in such a short period of time, I became aware of the fact that a lot has happened, a lot of wonderful, positive things, but I wasn't always able to successfully find that better feeling place.
So what?
There were just moments.
So what?
And it happened anyway.
So what? In other words, there's nobody that's got you on a timeline. There is no path that you're supposed to follow any specific way. In other words, everything's all right. It's all right. Everything's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Oh, well. It's all right. Oh, well. Oh, well. Well, looky there. Oh, well. oh, well.
And it's all taking place
Oh,
behind
well.
the scenes? Anyway?
All is well. All is well. Because when you ask, it was given. And you're worrying about it not yet showing up only gives you a disabled hand.